Welcome back to another episode, and indeed welcome to Halloween night, where around these parts it has become an annual tradition in which you are complicit, that we share spooky tales to pass the time as the ghouls draw ever closer. However, this evening I do not want to share with you stories, rather a couple of poems from one of my favourite childhood spooky poetry books, Nightmares. Poems to trouble your sleep. This is a fun little book with some delightful, playful little poems, and hopefully you enjoy them. The first one is called The Haunted House and goes as follows. On a hilltop bleak and bare looms the castle of despair. Only phantoms linger there within its dismal walls. Through the dark they're creeping, crawling, frenzied furies battling, brawling, sprawling, calling, caterwauling through the dusky halls. Filmy visions ever flocking dart through chambers crudely mocking, rudely rap, tap, knocking on the crumbling doors. Tortured spirits whine and wail, they grope and grasp, they wildly flail, their hollow voices rasp and rail beneath the mouldering floors. I really quite like that one. I like the way it has a rhythm of an Edgar Allan Poe type poem. It's quite pleasing and very, I think, appropriate on Halloween. Next we come to a poem called The Vampire. Enjoy. The night is still and sombre, and in the murky gloom, arisen from his slumber, the vampire leaves his tomb. His eyes are pools of fire, his skin is icy white, and blood is his one desire, this woe-begotten night. Then, through the silent city he makes his silent way, prepared to take no pity upon his hapless prey. An open window beckons, he grins a hungry grin, and pausing not 1 second, he swiftly climbs within. And there, beneath her covers, his victim lies asleep. With fangs agleam he hovers, and those fangs bite deep. The vampire drinks till sated, he fills his every pore, and then, his thirst abated, licks clean the dripping gore. With powers now replenished, his thirst no longer burns. His quest this night is finished, so to his tomb he returns. And there, a while in silence, he'll rest beneath the mud, until, with thoughts of violence, he wakes and utters blood. Another one that I absolutely adore. The imagery is very, for me, evocative of Nosferatu, obviously. Also later when I saw Vampire Hunter D, is it, the anime? The opening scene in that movie makes me think of that poem, or maybe vice versa. And finally, I want to read to you The Dance of the 13 Skeletons. This is also quite good fun. In a snow-enshrouded graveyard, gripped by winter's bitter chill, not a single soul is stirring. All is silent, all is still, till a distant bell tolls midnight, and the spirits work their will. For emerging from their coffins, buried deep beneath the snow, 13 bony apparitions now commence their spectral show, and they gather in the moonlight, undulating as they go. And they'll dance in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack, and the chitter and the chack, and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. They'll shake their flimsy shoulders, and then flex their fleshless knees, and they nod their skulls in greeting in the penetrating breeze, as they from an eerie circle near the gnarled and twisted trees. They link their spindly fingers as they promenade around, casting otherworldly shadows on the silver-mantled ground, and their footfalls in the snowdrift make a soft, susurrus sound. And they dance with their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack, and the chitter and the chack, and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. The 13 grinning skeletons continue on their way, as to strains of soundless music they begin to swing and sway, and they circle ever faster in their ghastly road-a-lay. Faster, faster, ever faster, and yet faster now they race, winding, whirling, even swirling in their frenzy of a pace, and they shimmer in the moonlight as they spin themselves through space. And they dance in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack and the chitter and the jack and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. Then as quickly as it started, their nocturnal dance is done. For the bell, that is their signal, loudly tolls the hour of 1, and they bow to one another in their bony unison. Then they vanish to their coffins by their ghostly thoroughfare, and the emptiness of silence once more fills the frosted air, and the snows that mask their footprints show no signs that they were ever there. But they danced in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack and the chitter and the jack and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. That poem is a delight to me because it reminds me of the funny bones, of course. Down the dark, dark stairs, in the dark, dark cellar. I think it's in the dark, dark town. There's a whole succession of dark, dark, little funny bones.
This is how the story begins. In a dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there were dark, dark stairs. Down the dark, dark stairs, there was a dark, dark cellar. And in the dark, dark cellar, some skeletons lived. There was a big skeleton, a little skeleton, and a dog skeleton. Woof!
And this poem reminds me of that very cherished and lovely memories on this Halloween night. Hopefully you have enjoyed this spin on the familiar, not stories this year but rather poetry. Hopefully you have enjoyed this as much as I. Hopefully you're also having a lovely Halloween night, and until I see you next, take care, take fright.